Hi guys, it's Scissors, and in this video I'm going to talk a little about making jewelry. This video was requested by Miss BioGeek. She asked me about making necklaces, I think. One sec. How to make a pentacle necklace. Right, so I'm going to describe several different methods of making a pentacle necklace. The first one is obviously buying one, which isn't really making one. I bought mine. I'm not a metalsmith or a metal worker or a jeweler, really. So the pentacle that I wear is one that I bought. You can obviously buy components and put them together to make jewelry yourself, which is something that I've done a little bit of, a fair amount. I've made some jewelry. I actually might have some of it that I can show you guys, but so if you wanted to actually make the pendant yourself instead of putting different pieces together, there are different ways that you could do it. If you wanted something that is made out of metal, you could consider doing wire wrapping, which is not very hard to do and it's fairly inexpensive. You would want to get a silver wire. Obviously not like steel wire, which is all that I've really experimented with, because that would like rub off on your clothes and be all gross. But if you wanted to get like a silver wire and just bend that into your shape, that can be really pretty, and you can put all sorts of things on that. That one you would really have, a lot of these you have to kind of experiment and play with it to figure out what really looks best and all the different things that you can do with it. But I know especially with wire wrapping, beads are awesome. I've made some wire wrapped masks before and I sold them, and they were really, really pretty beads and sparkle, and it was awesome. So that's a really practical and very simple way to make your own metal jewelry. A second way, I don't really know where you could buy this actually, because I got it from our art room. But it's like a thin metal sheet, kind of like a really thick foil. It's like really thick actually, but I made this out of a gold toned, it's called repose metal, or we used it to make reposes in our art class, or the beginners did, not me. But I stole their metal and I made stuff out of it. But if you can find a thick enough metal that you can just cut out and you can shape, really thin sheet metal might work. You can do things like that, and you can cut it out in all sorts of shapes, and you can bend it and emboss it and stuff. And then this is just like a little teardrop with words behind it. And this says applicability. I like that word. So you could make your own jewelry like that. Another way is Sculpey, or polymer clay, which is what I made my fairy statue out of. Sculpey is, it takes a little bit to get used to, but it's like playing with Play-Doh, really. It's not an air dry clay, it's an oven baked clay. You bake it in your own oven. The temperature, I don't remember, it's like 270 maybe, but it might be a little bit hotter. And you can have it sitting out forever and just keep working on it, and it's fine. And then after you've shaped it into the shape that you want, you can bake it or boil it. And then what you can do is you can get, if you want a metal look, you can paint it with metallic paint, although that might look a little bit tacky. I mean it doesn't look like real metal. If you really wanted to spend a little bit of money on it, what you could do is go to a craft store, or even some hardware stores sell this stuff. You could get metal leaf, which is like a really, really thin foil, and you put an adhesive on, a special adhesive on whatever it is that you're doing, and you take a fluffy brush and you push the foil into it so that it completely covers it. And it's, I mean, you can get it in real silver, real gold, real copper. You can get it in liquid form where you just paint it on, but it will destroy your brush. You cannot use your brush for anything after that. I've used the liquid stuff quite extensively this past year in my art projects, or at least a couple of them. So that's a really good option if you want to make your own necklace and you want it to have this kind of cut out metal feel to it. Metal leafing is kind of expensive. I think the liquid ones, I got a bottle about this big of liquid copper leaf for like $5 at Home Depot. But I know at Michael's they sell it for like $12 a bag of the leaf, but then you also have to buy the adhesive and the sealer, because if you don't buy the special adhesive it won't stick properly and it could tarnish the metal, and if you don't seal it properly it will get tarnished and it could flake off. So that one's going to be a little bit more expensive, and the Sculpey itself is a little bit expensive. You could just use the Sculpey and not paint it or anything. It comes in all sorts of great colors, or polymer clay, not just Sculpey. That's a specific brand. But I have some Sculpey examples. Obviously, you guys have seen my fairy. One sec, I'll grab that and show you again. Because someone said they didn't get a really good look at it. This is all done with Super Sculpey, which runs for about $12 a box at Michael's. And so this is really a versatile thing, and that's actually the color of the Sculpey, is that skin tone color. But if you wanted to get a smaller package, which is maybe like $5, you can get it in all sorts of other little colors. Yeah, this is done with green Sculpey, and the eyes are transparent with white Sculpey. This is Amadeus, and he has a little brain, and that's with pink Sculpey. So it comes in all sorts of colors, and you can make anything out of it. It's really, really fun. And then I was playing with it and practicing, and the nose broke off, but I made a head with a face. So you can have a lot of fun making jewelry out of Sculpey. And actually, if I can dig through my jewelry box. One sec. My sister made me a necklace where she made the beads out of Sculpey herself. So making your own jewelry out of Sculpey, I think, is a really easy, fun thing to do. You can buy white Sculpey and then add pigment to it. You can use food coloring, or you can use shavings of chalk pastel, and see, these are kind of marbled. And it's really pretty. You can stamp things into them, and if you want to paint on it with anything metallic to make it give it the metal look, that's also a good idea. So those are kind of some makeshift ideas for a metal look, because that's what Miss BioGeek asked for, was she liked the metal look. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to like actually make things like this. I really wish I did, and I would love to take some jewelry making classes someday and share that information with you guys. Oh, also, I completely forgot about this. If you have access to a kiln, it's kind of expensive, but it's called silver clay. And I actually know somebody who makes things with this, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It does turn into real silver. It's like $30 for a tiny bit of it, but if you wanted to invest that money and that time and effort into it, it's awesome stuff. It's a clay. It's like a normal clay that you make your pendant out of, and then you fire it at a high heat, and it turns into silver, and it's real silver. It's like sterling silver clay. So there's a great answer if you want real silver necklace that you made yourself. Again, you have to have access to a kiln. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up. I hope that answered your question, and then some maybe, hopefully. I'm going to go. Mucha love and blessed be. Bye.